Adora traded her beauty for wealth, and though her family now lived in comfort, they were disgusted by the very person who had saved them. Unaware of the sacrifice she had made, her family became respected, even admired. Wealth changed their clothes, their voices, their posture, yet shame followed them wherever Adora went. They began hiding her from visitors, embarrassed by her appearance and the stench that clung to her no matter how often she washed. They spent the wealth on themselves, fine clothes, celebrations, comfort, while Adora was left to clean after them like a servant. Eventually, they moved her into a separate house, far from the main home, claiming the smell was unbearable. Her brother stopped speaking to her entirely. When he got married, Adora was not invited. She watched from a distance as joy filled the air, feeling as though she no longer existed. She was utterly alone. Every night she blamed herself. She cried herself to sleep, her heart heavy with regret. Finally, she returned to the dark forest, desperate for answers. But the small hut was gone. The woman had vanished, as if she had never existed at all. Broken, Adora turned back toward home. On the path, she met a young farmer carrying a basket of apples. He stopped and looked at her carefully. "You must be the famous Adora," he said. She did not reply and continued walking. "Was it worth it?" he asked. She stopped. "I don't know what you're asking me," she said quietly. "You reek of black magic," the farmer replied calmly. "The gods are not pleased. Some curses are not meant to be broken before life has taught its lesson." He began to walk away. "I have paid in pain and beauty," Adora cried after him, her voice cracking. The farmer turned back briefly, placed an apple into her trembling hand, and left without another word. That night, Adora could not sleep. The apple the farmer had given her rested beside her mat, untouched. It glowed faintly in the darkness, as though moonlight lived beneath its skin. When she finally closed her eyes, the ground beneath her seemed to give way. She stood once more in the dark forest. The trees bowed low, their branches heavy with silence. The air smelled of rain and ash. At the center of the forest stood the small hut again, whole and untouched, as if it had never vanished. The door opened before Adora could knock. Inside sat the farmer, but he was no longer dressed in worn clothes. His presence filled the room, ancient and immense, as though time itself knelt before him. His eyes held stars and shadows, creation and ruin woven together. "You were never just a farmer," Adora whispered. "No," he said gently. "I walk where I am needed." The cloaked woman stepped from behind him and lowered her head in reverence. "This is Kavod, keeper of balance," she said. "Voice of the old gods." Adora fell to her knees. "The forest did not curse you," Kavod said. "It answered you, but balance must always be paid for." "Then why give me the apple?" Adora asked through tears. "Why show me kindness?" Kavod knelt before her and placed the apple in her hands. Its skin cracked, revealing light instead of flesh. "Because wealth was never the lesson," he said softly, "nor beauty. The true curse upon your bloodline was pride and forgetfulness. Your family forgot who they were without comfort." Adora trembled. "And me?" "You became the weight so others could rise," Kavod said. "That is why you carry the mark." "Can it be undone?" she asked, her voice barely more than a breath. Kavod's gaze darkened, heavy with truth. "Only if you find love and choose to marry," he said. "By changing your name, you sever yourself from your family's bloodline. Their curse will no longer cling to you, and in time, neither will the price you paid." The hut faded, the forest fell silent, and when Adora awoke, the apple was gone.